Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we will be continuing in the fourth case of the game, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow, Investigation Part 2. Alright, so it's been a while since I recorded. Had to give my hand and arm a break, and also was very busy. I'm actually still very busy, but it is what it is. Gotta squeeze in recording whenever you can. So, are we ready to go to Vigil? Because last time it seemed like we shouldn't. Is there anywhere else we have to go? Because it feels like I should save Vigil for last. Maybe here? Or Chief Justice's office. Oh! I'm glad I came here! Look at that fine figure right there. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about Kazuma. Oh, he's so handsome. Ah, so fine. Dang. I was just telling my friend Sign how very eager I am to finish this game so I can read fanfiction, because the thing I am so thirsty and eager for is just all of the there has to be so much Kazuma and Ryunosuke fanfics out there. Oh, waiting for me. Just waiting for me to read. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, that's gonna be a big hyperfixation for me, isn't it? I already have many going on right now. Many. I recently got into this streaming service called Dropout, which has a lot of funny improv comedy shows and game shows. And they also have a almost like a Dungeons and Dragons type role-playing game that they have called Dimension 20, and I just started watching that that they've been doing for several years now, and I've always been interested about like Dungeons and Dragons and role-play and all that. So, that's pretty cool. I tried to do a little bit of this a version of one called Monsters of the Week with a friend. Didn't last long. Didn't We were all too busy with our lives to continue, but it was interesting. I like it because it's like storytelling, and me always wanting to be a writer. I'm like, yes, being a dungeon master would be so cool because you're basically a storyteller. You're coming up with grand stories and ideas and concepts, and then you have to change and adapt on the fly to whatever your crazy antics your friends slash players are doing, what choices they make. And then a lot of it is up to chance, right? It's up to the roll of the die. So it's nerdy, right? But I don't care. I'm a nerd. I think it's cool. I like it a lot. So yeah, that's my current hyperfixation. But as soon as I finish this game, it's like everything else will be thrown to the side, and it will just be Kazuma and Ryunosuke time at last. Oh, so excited. I mean, he looked good in black before, but he looks really good in white. He looks so good, man. Anyway, November 2nd, British Supreme Court Lower Chief Justice's office. Are you being scolded? Yep, definitely being scolded. Whatever, Strongheart. Get out of here. Throw you off the tower, man. No arguments, Prosecutor Asogi. You will continue with the trial exactly as I instructed. Is that clear? Perfectly. It's Kazuma-sama. Defying Lord Strongheart, by the sound of it. He never did know when to back down.
On your way now, Asogi?
My lord. Hey babe, what's up? Mwah. Throw you a little kiss as you walk by. Kazuma. The yearning, the longing. Ah, it's so good. Oh, yes, give me the angst. Oh. He laughed without saying a word. It hurts.
Yes, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just hoping to ask you a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
I wanted Van Ziek's trial concluded today. But Prosecutor Asogi's unwelcome inquiries are going to make it take longer than necessary.
Unwelcome inquiries?
As a result, I'm losing even more precious time. Currently 2 hours, 55 minutes and 41 seconds. 42, 43...
Then we must resolve everything before 3 hours have passed, Mr. Naruhodo. In a miraculous not even 5 minutes? Anyway, I can't let the man's obvious bad mood put me off. I need information. I don't care if you have a bad mood. I need answers, you jerk. The Reaper. Does Prosecutor Asogi believe that Lord Von Zieks is the Reaper?
I wouldn't know. It was 10 years ago now, in that fateful closed trial, that Lord Von Zieks made a name for himself among the judiciary. But the next trial he fought, he lost. It meant the ringleader of a criminal organization was acquitted, thanks to all the jurors being under duress.
But that's awful.
The man's freedom was short-lived. He lasted just 3 days.
Yes, let me see. He died in a rock slide at his place of work, I believe. Where was his place of work? Were there rocks readily available?
Correct. That was the inauguration of the Reaper of the Bailey.
And people believed Lord Von Zieks was responsible?
He was brought to trial himself, but it was shown to have been an accident.
So he must have had a solid alibi then.
Nevertheless, the mysterious deaths continued. In total, 16 persons perished in unusual circumstances, ostensibly at the hand of the Reaper. That's a long run of coincidences.
Well, the Reaper's true identity may well be revealed by this trial.
And the impact that revelation would have on the British public cannot be understated.
Is that why it's a closed trial?
Precisely.
Okay.
This country hasn't seen a closed trial for 10 years.
So the last one was the professor's, the trial of Genshin Asogi.
Correct.
Actually, we heard that originally you were going to prosecute that trial yourself, Lord Strongheart.
Von Zieks entreated me to relinquish the prosecution to him, that he might avenge his brother's death. And here we are, 10 years later. with the son of the man Van Zieks had condemned now looking to avenge his father's death in the same way. Oh, irony.
They do say that what goes around comes around. Karma. Ah, that word.
However, it would seem that the new young prosecutor is harboring some ulterior motive as well.
Kazuma is?
I like my organization to run smoothly in the exact manner that I prescribe. As with the giant clock in here, I won't tolerate a single cog being out of step with the others.
Okay, someone who's very obsessive and controlling like this, you have to be the big bad. You have to be. It just makes sense. And I just feel like, oof, like if you are, like taking you down is gonna be really hard. You know? But also very satisfying. It'd be interesting if he wasn't the big bad. You know, it would be cool if he actually genuinely was just a bit psycho. like a bit untrustworthy, shady, obsessive, pompous, arrogant, but overall it's not like he's a bad guy, he's just shady. I think characters like that are interesting. Characters that people want to suspect naturally just because of the way they look or the way they act. But then in the end they really don't have bad intentions. Like, I think characters like that are really cool, and I wish there was more of them around. Red herring characters like that. So that's what all these gears are about in here.
If the young man refuses to mesh with the other parts of my great machine, I will be forced to take steps.
Oh, that sounds like a threat, bro. That sounds like a threat. What do you mean?
Not something with which you need to concern yourself.
Uh-huh. Shady. Don't do this. It's things like this, Strongheart. You saying stuff like that just makes you look super sus, bro.
He's like, oh, I didn't mean it in that way. I just meant I would have to fire him, but like...
It'd be really funny if, like, sometimes I kind of... I don't know. Do you guys have recommendations for characters like this? Like, where, I really like it, and I feel like there's not enough protagonists who are very, like, a little more open and honest and abrupt with people to the point where, not rude about it, but just, like more chill, right? Like, I like cool, chill protagonists who are also kind of friendly, but also a little bit, like, willing to call people out, like, hey, you're acting sus, or hey, I don't think you're a bad guy, but can you tone it down, maybe? I think it's the writer in me that sometimes I see stuff like this and I'm like, oh, I want to write this kind of character. Oh, I want to write this kind of scenario. And it just hits me really strongly at the most inopportune moments. And I'm like, I don't have time to be writing this right now, but I have this, like, plot bunny. character creation bunny.
In any case, all your questions will be answered tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Now, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. As of this moment, I've been delayed from attending my next meeting by precisely 3 hours.
Oh my, that is a long time. Why are you always so late to everything? You have issues.
And I hold you entirely responsible.
Even though we miraculously managed to fit everything into not even 5 minutes? I wonder if you might agree to us, talking with Prosecutor Asogi?
Discussions between the defense and the prosecution outside of the courtroom are generally frowned upon. However, I will make an exception in this case. Now go. You can find him in his office.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, go flirt with your little boyfriend. I don't care.
Let's go see him. Let's go to see him at once, Mr. Nadahodo. Kazuma's my best friend in the whole world, but I'm really not at all sure I know how to talk to him at the moment. Give me the heart-to-heart that I've been waiting for. Like, really, like, in-depth discussion, not just about the freaking case, okay? It makes me mad. I want more emotional moment. I'm a sucker for it. We have permission now. Let's pay Kazuma-sama a visit. If only Sato wasn't there. No, I'm just kidding. I actually like her a lot, and I feel like I want to see like some brother-sisterly moments between her and Kazuma, because that would be really sweet and cute. So, yeah. Alright, prosecutor's office with the looming reminder of the so-called terrible crime that his father committed, right? Oh. Why do they always have a little figurines and stuff of that? Little, miniature version. That's cute. So, this is the office of Prosecutor Asogi now, is it? Kazuma-sama is doing so well for himself. Even though he's always forced to kneel on the floor, Japanese style, in that dark corner. Yeah, that's horrible. Can't he sit at Van Zeek's desk now that Van Zeek is not here? It's his habit to sit Seiza style whenever he's working. Oh. Kazuma. Ooh, the music. I love it. I miss his old theme though, but I still love this one. Like, all of his theme music are bangers. All of them. God, because he's just such a great character. He deserves it.
I thought it wouldn't be long before you paid me a visit, Ryunosuke. I was right about what I said, wasn't I?
Sorry?
That you have all the makings of a great defense lawyer.
Oh, he's smiling. Are you blushing? I bet you're blushing. Being complimented by your babe. Well, I always believed that you'd fulfill your dream of advocating in the British courts. I just never imagined for 1 second that it would be as a prosecutor. Aww. Seeing you stand in a foreign courtroom, so gallantly realizing your dream, Kazuma-sama. I'm truly happy for you.
And I am truly thankful to you, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba.
Why are you always so distant with her? She's your sister, kind of, you know? Like your adopted sister.
Ryunosuke, I always thought it would be fun for you and I to shake up the British legal system a little together. This isn't quite how I envisaged it, but I suppose it's just another twist of fate.
I've learned a lot of things during my time in London. About how Sato-san's father was himself a visiting student here once, along with Judge Jigoku. And about what happened with your father.
Then you'll have no difficulty understanding why I had no choice. Why I had to find a way to get to Britain as a visiting student myself.
I want to hear it from you, Kazuma.
As you wish, Ryunosuke, Naruhodo.
Okay, finally you get to really talk. Everything we needed to talk about, yes. Your disappearance, what happened to you? It's getting on for a year now. Since what happened on the SS Burya. We were heading across the oceans from Japan to Great Britain. When a bizarre series, no typo, series of coincidences led to those tragic events. Yeah, that was really sad. Still kind of bitter towards that girl, but I mean, it was an accident. I thought I'd lost my best friend forever.
I must have been unconscious for a long time. When I awoke, I was lying on a bed. It was a narrow little room. There was a posy of flowers by the pillow. It took me a little while to realize that I was in the cabin of a ship. I slipped out of the room and headed up onto the deck.
Were you already suffering from amnesia at that point?
Yes. I didn't know what had happened or where I was. There was just this voice in my head. You have something you have to do. Something no one else can know about.
Ah. That explains why he was trying to be stealthy then, and why he didn't just ask for help.
Go to Great Britain. Your task awaits you there.
Oh.
It was a calling I couldn't ignore. It compelled me relentlessly. Out on deck, I saw that I was on a huge steamship and we were docked in a large port.
It must have been Hong Kong.
Yes, it must have been.
Presumably, just before they were due to carry your body off the ship.
I had no idea of the situation, but I did have the feeling that this was in some way my last chance. So I concealed myself among the disembarking passengers and went ashore. Then I disappeared into the crowded streets of that foreign port city.
With no money or without anything. No clothes. Damn, bro.
So I could plan my onward journey to Great Britain.
Without a memory. Gosh. Ooh, I bet you had a rough time. Okay.
Just under a year ago, with all my past memories lost to me, I was left behind in Hong Kong. Everything was foreign to me. The sights, the sounds, the smells. My head reeled. I was truly at a loss. I realize now that I'd escaped as a dead man, with nothing but the clothes on my back. No money, of course.
Yikes. Thank goodness you survived. Oh, how terrifying for you.
Luckily, though, I had two feathers in my cap.
One being your knowledge of English, I suppose.
That's right. And on the back of that, I was able to pick up some work as a deckhand on a cargo ship. Eventually, after calling at countless ports, I finally arrived at Dover. That must have been some 3 months ago now.
Damn. That's rough, dude.
Your formidable tenacity of purpose showing itself again. I mean, the man had lost his memory and had literally nothing to his name. But he still managed to make his way to London on the opposite side of the world.
Of course, I had no idea why I'd moved heaven and earth to get here at that point.
So, how did you end up becoming Lord Von Zeke's apprentice then?
That can only be called an extraordinary stroke of luck, really.
Really?
You see, I was stopped at the border because I had no papers. They took me straight to Scotland Yard. And by sheer coincidence, Lord Strongheart was there to attend a meeting.
Huh. I just still don't know. Like, I feel, especially because he made him wear a mask. Like, did Strongheart know who he was? Or did he only make him wear a mask because he knows that Von Zieks hates Japanese people? That's the thing I really want clarification on.
That's when the second feather in my cap came into play.
Would that have been your knowledge of the law?
Yes, exactly. Lord Strongheart was curious about an Easterner with intimate knowledge of British law. He took me back with him to the Supreme Court and assigned me to the prosecutor's office.
And then, 9 days ago, you finally got your memory back after the trial involving Drebber.
Yes, I did.
Okay, about your father.
Ever since I first met you at Yume, you talked about your dream.
I do miss his red, I forgot what it's called. Is that Hachimaki, I think it's called? His red headband. Flowing in the wind. I think Ryunosuke had it, didn't he? I don't know. Does somebody else have it now? I don't remember.
Mark my words, Ryunosuke. I'll be chosen as a visiting student and make my way to Great Britain someday.
Did you know the entire time about what happened to your father here?
16 years ago.
Aw, looks so cute.
When my father left on that exciting trip to Great Britain, I was just a boy. We took a photograph together the day before his departure. It's my last memory of him. What I remember most about my father is his unswerving sense of justice.
Yeah, there's no way a guy like that is a murderer. Come on, man.
"6 years after he left, a gentleman called at our family home. He told me that Genshin, my father, had been taken ill in England and passed away. It was Professor Mikotoba, your father, Susato-san.
Oh my.
Ever since then, the professor was very good to me. He even helped to fund my university education at Yume. I'll be forever in his debt. But nevertheless, I just couldn't bring myself to believe what he told me.
Oh,
Then one day, a letter arrived at our house from Britain. There was no indication of the sender, so I opened it assuming it was from an old acquaintance of my father. What I read in that letter changed my entire life.
This feels strange, like they lured him here? I don't know.
what did it say?
It said that my father had been a mass murderer, and the writer cursed the Asogi name.
Oh no.
As a result of that letter, I found out what had been hidden from me all those years. Presumably, the letter was sent from a relative of one of the victims.
Oh. Presumably, though. I don't know. The timing and everything feels sus.
If whoever it was had been a member of the judiciary, he could have been present at the closed trial. The letter revealed that my father had been sentenced to death, executed for being a killer.
I'm so sorry you had to find out that way.
I imagine the British government did its very best to silence whoever sent that letter. But someone who knew the truth and couldn't bear the resentment was always going to be a problem.
But still, it could have been written by anyone. Why would you believe such a thing?
There was a newspaper cutting included with the letter. It was the first I'd ever heard of the professor and his terrible killing spree.
Well, what did my father have to say about the letter?
I couldn't bring myself to show it to him.
Oh, I wish you had. Maybe all this could have been prevented.
What? Why not?
Because he deliberately concealed the truth from me by telling me my father was taken by a fatal illness. That couldn't have been easy for him, and he'd done it out of consideration for my feelings. So instead, I showed the letter to Judge Jigoku.
Ah, the other friend. Who might be bad, I don't know.
To the other visiting student.
He faltered for the briefest of moments, but then he just laughed the letter off. But in that moment I saw it on his face. He was undeniably shocked, shaken momentarily before recovering his poise.
He gave it away.
A year later, my bereaved mother succumbed to the strain of grief, and she too passed away. That's when I made up my mind that one day, without fail, I would cross the seas to Britain and seek the truth for myself. The truth about my father, Genshin Asogi. And I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
I mean, that's understandable. Damn. Okay.
What we learned today in court turned things completely on their head. It was an impressive piece of lawyering, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Lord Von Zieks isn't the Reaper, you know. I almost don't want to believe it myself, but it turns out that Inspector Gregson himself, the victim, was.
It's clear that the inspector was behind the Reaper's activity all along.
What? You mean you knew?
Damn, wait. So you guys are really confirming that he is? Okay. I thought he was looking into the Reaper. No, Gregson! Were you actually bad all along? I was defending you, thinking that you were trying to help. Oh, man.
Dang it, Gregson. Why?
The real question is, who's been giving orders to the inspector?
I mean, who else would it be than the big kahuna himself, then? It has to be Strongheart.
Yes, Baroque Von Zieks is the real Reaper. And I know that 10 years ago, it was him who decided my father must be a mass murderer and sent him to his grave.
No. He was merely seeing that justice was done as the law dictates. He's not to blame.
Ultimately, it's people who condemn people. The law is just a tool that they use to do it.
Being stubborn.
And when a man condemns another, he must take responsibility for his actions. Of course he must.
The only way we'll get through to him is with proof.
But I know for certain that my father would never have taken another man's life.
Kazuma.
On the contrary, my father's life was taken by the Reaper.
Is there anything I can present to you? One of you guys mentioned that I could present, but I think it was to Van Zieks, so I haven't had a chance to talk to him in a while since then. I need to try to remember that whenever I do talk to Van Zieks again. My memory. Vigil. Should we talk about stuff? Everything?
I was shocked when I found out they were related to the case. The Red-Headed League, I mean.
Personally, it wasn't their plan to swindle everyone that surprised me. It was the fact that so many red-headed people gathered from all over London that day.
A certain great detective being among them.
I expect those two are in their cells as we speak, wishing they'd never dreamt up their little plan.
Or maybe they're busy plotting their next one.
Hey, look.
Kazuma, this is your armband.
Actually, I think it's yours now.
Oh.
Sorry?
You're the defense lawyer. You have a talent for it. I've always known that you would. And now you've chosen to take that path in life. As your friend, I couldn't be happier for you, or more proud.
Oh.
Kazuma.
So, you keep hold of that. Besides, I'm a prosecutor now. That armband would have no meaning for me.
Well, if you're sure. Thank you, my friend.
Oh. Let's talk about what Vigil. That poor guy.
Kazuma, what do you make of this?
There's only one place where defense lawyers and prosecutors should discuss evidence. The courtroom. So it seems you're still confused by the situation. That's what I make of it.
I get the feeling my friend's always going to have the edge over me, isn't he?
We just discussed stuff a second ago. I don't know. This too? Maybe the same thing? Yeah, okay. Gun? Should we talk about the gun?
The Reaper. At last, I get to take my revenge.
Oh! Don't give him the gun!
Kazuma, Lord Von Zieks isn't responsible for your father's death, and he's not the Reaper. He's the defendant, and deserving of a fair trial.
You mean like the one my father had?
Damn.
It's a closed trial now, too. The conditions are exactly as they were 10 years ago. And even if it ruffles some feathers, I have a plan to show that man for what he really is.
Kazuma,
Calm down. You're too angry. You angry. He's probably gonna react like that no matter what if we show anything of Van Zieks, right? Okay. Anything? I don't know. No. It's hard to know what he'll react to and what he won't. Gregson. No. Was there anything else? I don't think so. I do want to just keep talking to you forever because I love you so much, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this? No. Alright. I get it. We're done. I adore you, but I guess that's it. It was nice actually talking to you and getting some information, though. Bye, babe. Adios. Oh, wait. Before we go, should we look around? I think we should look around. Maybe there's been some changes?
there's Lord Von Zieks' incredibly stylish desk.
It's not my style, though.
Oh, yay, because we can look around and he'll react. That was a interesting little pose he did.
Now, I noticed you've been working at the little table on the floor, kneeling down, Seiza style.
Ouch.
that it was some kind of punishment set up by Lord Von Zieks when I first saw it.
I find it the most comfortable way to work.
Not good for your body, man.
I can't do it. After a couple of minutes of sitting with my legs folded under me, they start to go tingly.
Because it's not good for you.
Don't exaggerate, Ryunosuke. We both know you can't even manage a minute.
Oh, I like that. Yes, let's examine more and have him interact with us as much as possible before we have to leave him again.
Lord Von Zieks' fine collection of hallowed chalices and bottles, all neatly lined up.
That he probably always has to replenish because he's always throwing them around.
Yes, he's extremely particular about all that. He has a strict regime for everything, from the storage of the cast to the bottling of their contents.
Gosh, he must be having a really tough time of it being his apprentice.
Actually, no.
Oh?
He's so particular about it all, he refuses to let anybody else touch any of it. So it's been quite easy for me, in fact.
Talk about weird.
Okay. So you want to talk about this little model?
What the?
It's a scale model of the crime scene.
Oh, yes, I realized that. Does the prosecution office make a model of the scene for every single case?
Apparently so.
Wow.
Sometimes it helps to visualize things better and notice things you hadn't spotted before. Actually, the miniature notice board is my work.
Be honest, you enjoyed making that.
That's cute.
Having a little fun thing with little toys. Hey, you need some time to distress with everything else going on. Ah, let's talk about this.
Do you know who the man in the portrait is?
Why would I?
What? But you're Lord Von Zieks' apprentice.
Yes, apprentice, not friend. And during the time I was suffering from amnesia, I didn't even notice that picture.
Oh, really? I mean, it's not the smallest picture.
I wouldn't have the first idea what the man decorates his office with.
Oh, okay, we're not gonna go in depth about it then. Should we have a spook little jump scare with the bat?
Ugh!
You disturbed the bats, did you? Fitting companions of Lord Von Zieks, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he's rather vampire-ish.
Actually, I've seen things flying in Lord Strongheart's office, too. Doves, I think.
Perhaps you have to like birds to attain rank in the judiciary here. Although bats aren't birds, of course.
How about a sparrow for you?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, just thinking out loud.
Aw, him with the little bird friend. I can see that. He would really remind me, maybe they're doing that on purpose, kind of like remind me of a certain character in the other game that I haven't played yet. But I've played it, but haven't played it for this channel. Another Ace Attorney game.
Casks floor to ceiling, just like the last time we were here. Hallowed barrels, I suppose.
They're arranged according to vintage, flavor, and region. Every week, they're all taken out and put back in order.
What? Every week?
Lord Van Zieks can't seem to settle on the perfect way of arranging them, you see. Vintage, flavor, and region don't neatly coincide. That's the trouble.
Gosh, being his apprentice must be a real challenge.
Actually, no.
Oh?
He considers the task too important to entrust to anybody else, so he does it entirely on his own.
I love his face. Love it.
Oh, he's a barrel of laughs here and in court then. Got it.
Ah, you're so funny, Ryunosuke. Okay, we're not going to talk about the desk again. I guess that's it then. No, it's over. I can't talk to him anymore. That makes me sad. Don't you know how much I love him? The game's like, no, Binks, you've had your fill. I will never have my fill. This whole episode, Binks thirsting over Sogi. Alright. Well, let's, Are you sure we've asked everything we need to? Uh-oh. Hold on. We finished, right? Oh, no. We have to present something. What do I need to present? What? I'll just have to go through everything. I thought I had, but guess not. Candelabra. This? What am I missing? Oh, okay, autopsy report. Makes sense.
This came up in the trial, didn't it? Something a little dubious, I mean. The fact that no time of death was recorded on Inspector Gregson's autopsy report.
Yes, there were some unexpected turns in the courtroom earlier. The suggestion you came up with certainly took everyone by surprise. The idea that the victim died the previous day at some other location is quite something.
Well, considering when the pocket watch had stopped and the scorch marks on the candle, it's certainly a distinct possibility. The evidence and the scene both point to it.
To be honest, it bothered me too. So I paid a visit to the autopsy room earlier.
Oh, okay.
The coroner responsible wasn't there, but I got a name. It's Dr. Gory.
Eee, that name.
If it wouldn't trouble you, Kazuma-sama, we'd very much like to speak with the coroner too.
Of course, the last thing I want is for anything to be brushed under the carpet. Scotland Yard's autopsy laboratories behind Lowgate Cemetery.
Lowgate Cemetery? By Barclay Prison, you mean?
Ah, you know it, do you? The prison where my father was incarcerated and robbed of his life.
Kazuma-sama. Well, thank you. We'll pay a visit to the laboratory later today.
Alright, got what we needed from him now then.
Ryunosuke, I want to thank you.
What for?
For this.
Hey, there's the wonderful music again.
You safeguarded the soul of the Usagi clan.
Well, it is a famous sword that's been in your family for generations. My only slight regret is that I never got the chance to draw it before I returned it to you.
Karuma is said to have been forged by a master swordsmith during the Sengoku Warring States period. I come from a long lineage of warriors, many of whom were expert swordsmen.
Well then, you're a chip off the old block, I'd say.
This blade, Karuma, is the symbol of the Usagi clan's honor and might. Apparently, one of my father's apprentices even took the blade's name for a surname.
Oh. Your father's apprentice took Karuma. Oh. Is that so? Interesting. So that's how they're saying that lineage starts. Interesting. Little connection to the Von Karmas. Karma.
Really, Karma does sound formidable, that's for sure.
16 years ago, when my father was a visiting student here in London, he had this sword forever at his side. Which is why it means so much to me that I have it by my side again now, too.
Aw, he's happy.
And that is all thanks to you.
Gosh, you guys are so cute. Just kiss already.
It was an honor.
Now, I have preparations to make for tomorrow. Perhaps I said a little too much.
Kazuma, you've changed.
No, Ryunosuke, I haven't changed at all. It's you who's changed.
I can completely understand your resentment of Lord Von Zieks given what happened. But the fact is, those events in this case are, well...
Unrelated? Is that what you want to say? How can you be so sure?
What do you mean?
Never mind. That man is the Reaper, and it's for that reason that the Inspector was killed. I'm going to prove as much in court tomorrow, by whatever means necessary.
I can't let you do that, Kazuma.
I know you'll do what you have to as a lawyer. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you that I won't be taking any prisoners in the courtroom.
I would expect nothing less.
Until tomorrow, then, in the Old Bailey.
Alright. Parting is such sweet sorrow. But we'll leave. Goodbye. That was like a total, like, agree to disagree. I still love you, but we're gonna fight. Kazuma-sama, prosecutor. I never imagined it possible. Yeah. Forensics. Alright. Forensic science laboratory in the basement of St. Signers. Dr. Gory has taken Dr. Side's place as chief scalpel wielder. Back here. Oh, it's changed. It has changed a lot. It's still creepy. But it's more cute creepy now than elegant creepy. Oh boy. Bone Mommy's gone, but you know, I think I have a sneaking suspicion of whom Dr. Gory is. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, we will deal with that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.